FX Nation, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Welcome back to the channel, guys. In this video, we're going to take a look at some of the setups actually from yesterday. We had quite a bit of them. We should go over them and take a look and see if you guys caught any of them. All right. So without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and get started. Alright guys, so we're looking here at EURUSD. And here we have our Asian session here, and basically what do we have here right out of the Asian box is we end up getting basically a straight move across right up until 4 o'clock. Alright, now you can see this as basically moving straight across, but the one thing that I do see is these pin bars keeps hitting the bottom of the Asian range. Right, so essentially what we end up getting here is we end up getting a move like this, but I think the most important thing is, check this out, once we get to that, we end up getting another move down. So I know one of the questions that I had asked, I believe was in a video that I made last time, was what happens when you have a W and an M? Or what happens when you have a W, then it turns into an M? I mean, guys, you freaking trade that. This is what it is right here. Right? You trade this. Alright? You trade this. This is basically giving you, 20 pips up on the first leg. And if you would have went to, let's say, the second leg, you're looking at 25 pips. And then on the way down, that's another 20 pips right there. So anywhere from 40 to 45 pips on one pair. So for both London and the US session. So definitely take advantage of it. Most of the time, the majority of the time, you're going to be trading in this. You're going to be trading in this stuff like this in a range. Right? The majority of the market moves in a range, guys. It doesn't move in a trend, the majority of the time. It literally moves sideways. So you have to be able to adapt to that and be able to trade these patterns that happen almost every day. They may not happen every day on every pair, but they definitely happen every day. Every day there's going to be trades available for you. It's just a matter of, do you see them happening, and are you at the right time at the right place? You may be looking at Euro pairs, and at the time that you're looking at Euro pairs, AUD pairs may be going off. So two trade setups on EURUSD. All right, first one from out of London, and then second one for the US session. Let's take a look at another one here with EURJPY. EURJPY had very similar trading situation as well, where right at 4 o'clock we ended up getting a nice W pattern here as well. So you can see that as a W, or some of you may have seen it like this. Either way, it's there. Okay, either way, it's there, guys. And so we have basically the pattern right here, which is basically a type 2 because it's right at the Asian low here. But we have a couple of other things as well that work in our favor that help us with confirmation, right? And we have a 200 EMA here that it's bouncing off of to create that W. And then if we pull in, like, let's say a TDI or anything, something like that, then we're looking at basically a W forming on the TDI as well. All right. Now, cool thing about this is the fact that just like EURUSD on the first trade out of London, you ended up getting about 27, 28 pips, depending on where you got in and out of. But then for the US session, you had, boom, another M formation right here to take down. And that was, 38, 35 pips, depending on, your entry and exit. So you definitely had some very nice clear trades. And you also, if you look at the TDI, you got a W here, and then you got an M here on the TDI as well. So you're getting these confirmations here, guys, that you can use to your advantage. So just make sure you use them. There's no reason at all that you shouldn't be able to take advantage of these trade setups here. All right. Let's take a look at another one here, which is Euro Swiss. Euro Swiss is very interesting because after the Asian range, they came down and they did almost exactly what happened with, let's say, Euro USD, Euro JPY, where they were tagging the 200 EMA, right? So some of you, if you were watching this, you could have, basically fallen for this trade as a buy. All right. Now, one thing that you can do to avoid this is if you get into this trade as a buy, let's say, and you're trading this, let's say, as a type 1 setup, or even a type 2 setup, because it's right there at the low of the range. We're talking like, less than, 5 pips or so from the bottom of the Asian range. And you're trading this basically going up again. You need to make sure that the first thing that you have to do, or the first hurdle that you have to go over, is basically, if you're trading this strategy at least, is go past the middle of the range. All right, because a lot of times this is what happens. So you trade this as a W, and then once you get in the trade, you get stopped here in the middle of the range. And essentially this wasn't a type 1 or type 2 setup. This was actually a type 3 setup. So the setup here was actually a type 3. And really you can draw it more like this. So it goes up initially to the middle of the range, gets stopped out, goes back, comes back, retest, and then comes back down again. So, but if you're trading this type 2, keep in the back there, moving your stop loss to break even, so you don't lose anything on that trade and it's a break even trade for you, or just take profit, whether it be 5-10 pips that you're in profit, take them, and then you can focus on taking the type 3 setup down, which this is what it was essentially. So just make sure that you're paying attention to this and keep this in the back of your mind, guys. Very important that it has to get past the middle of the range. If you get stuck any reason for it in the middle of the range, something's up, you need to take profit, and go ahead and treat it as a type 3 setup. All right, so let's move on to the next one here, which is Euro AUD. And Euro AUD, as you can see here, after the Asian range, went straight down to the 200 and created a very nice W pattern right here that was definitely tradable for you. You look at the TDI here, and what do we get? A nice W pattern here as well. So very nice setup here on Euro AUD, and then also you get the setup from the reversal as well during the US session. And one thing that you will notice here is that where did it go to for the US session? It went to the middle of the range, guys. So W pattern to the middle of the range, made an M, came back down to the 200. So that's 2 trades right there that you could have taken potentially if you were, trading both London and US session. Let's take a look at another one here with Euro NZD. And Euro NZD, again, right out of the Asian box, made the initial move down, came back up, retested it back again, so made a nice W pattern formation here. Can you see the W there? And it was on its way up. If we look at the TDI here, we can see price out of the bands, comes right back in, makes a W, and then goes straight up. All right, so this type of setup here, guys, I mean, these are clear as day setups. There's another 32 pips right there. So very nice setups that you could have taken on a lot of these euro pairs. Let's move on to AUDUSD. AUDUSD had a nice setup here right around 6 o'clock. And I don't know if you can see it or not, but here it is right here. Right after the Asian session, price moved all the way up, and then we created a nice M pattern right here. If we look at, let's say, the TDI, here is the M forming right here on the TDI as well. So very nice, clear setup on AUDUSD. And then depending on where you got in and out at, it's another 18 to 20 pips or so, depends. Let's take a look at one more here, and this was AUDCAD. AUDCAD had essentially 2 trades. So one was during the London session, right at I would say like 5:15 or so. You can see that after the Asian range, we moved up, created the high, came back, retested that, as you can see by the pin bars, and then we straight moved down. Led us essentially from having this M to now having a W and trading that back up again. All right, so basically had one trade for about 25 pips and then a second trade back up for about 34, 35 pips depending on your entry and exit. So to answer your question, for whoever asked it during my last video, what happens when the M's turns into W's? You trade them just like this. So these were just some of the tradable pairs during yesterday's session, either London or US. All of the pound pairs yesterday pretty much did the exact same thing for the most part. So a lot of them actually did the move down way too early. So, you know, like around 130, 145 or so. So if you were there to catch those trades, awesome. Congratulations to you. If you weren't, then you were you could have basically caught the reversal during the New York session. As you can see on all these pound pairs, they had a nice New York reversal right at the New York Open at around 9:30, 9:45-ish or so. But these were all good trades as well. If you missed the initial push down that pound pairs did, they all pretty much did the exact same thing. Some of the reversals, though, on some of the pound pairs weren't as strong as others. So, for example, like pound JPY here wasn't as strong as something like pound CAD. As you can see, pound CAD had a beautiful W here, type 1 pattern to move all the way back up to the 200 EMA. That particular trade was over 100 pips. Over 100 pips on pound CAD on a W formation here. Pound NZD, same thing. Made the initial move early, and the reversal could have brought you around 85 pips or so. Pound USD, same thing. I mean, we're talking, you know, 50 to 100 pips depending on which pair you could have traded. Personally, you got to trade the pairs that are the clearest setups for you. So for example, if you're looking at, so let's say pound USD versus pound CAD, you know, you got to take a look at which pair has the cleanest setup for you. What pair has everything that you're looking for in it that would have a clear setup for you. So like, for example, pound NZD here has a nice first leg down, came back up, retested it down, and then boom, made the move up. But they pretty much all did the very similar move. But you can see the variations of the W. And that's what's important. You can see the variations, right? First leg up, down, boom. And that's what's important here, is to see the different variations of the W. Because they're not all the same. But again, once you see them, you know that they're there. Alright guys, so as you can see, a lot of different pairs were available to trade. So I hope you got in on some of these pairs. If you did, let me know in the comments. I'd like to know which pairs you guys were a part of that you got some of these trade setups. If I missed any ones that I didn't cover, please let me know in the comments below as well. I'd like to know what other pairs you guys were trading at the time and what kind of setups you were able to catch. Alright, once again guys, thank you so much for watching the video. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. We really appreciate your support. One last announcement about mentoring. If you're interested in mentoring, class starts June 3rd, that Monday. We only have a few spots available. It will sell out. So if you're interested in that, just go to fxntrading.com, actually click on mentoring. The links are in the description, and we'll give you the info. All right. Thank you so much, and enjoy the rest of the week of trading, guys. Guys, one last thing. Thank you so much for watching my videos. I really appreciate the fact that you take the time to watch my videos. I really hope that I've added value in each of the videos that I make for you guys, and I hope that you're learning something. As always, guys, please make sure you subscribe to the channel. Please like and share the videos if you found value in them. And also, don't forget to visit our website at www.fxntrading.com. Once again, guys, thank you so much. I'm truly blessed.